In the fall of 1925, my grandfather and his brother were hunting duck around Horseshoe Lake in Bordelandville, Louisiana. The area was swampy and woodsy, but open onto farmland and pastures. Paw and my uncle were headed into the duck blinds at sunrise. The weather was cool and the steam was coming off the water. After climbing over a pasture fence with a kerosene lamp, they saw two red, round reflections in the tree line ahead of them. They stopped in their tracks as the lights came closer to them, attracted to the light. Paw said that he and his brother were frozen in fear and couldn't move. I don't know what the French name they used for it, but as it came closer it was a lumbering, furry figure, with red eyes that reflected in the light. When it came within a few feet, my uncle panicked and slapped my grandfather. They dropped everything they had with them and ran like hell all the way back home. Follow-up investigation report by BFRO investigator Kathy Betts. I spoke to the granddaughter of the gentleman that had this encounter. She stated that from the time she was very small her grandfather had told her this story time and time again until he eventually passed on. I asked her if her great-uncle, the other witness to the story, had ever told her what had happened to them, and she said that he never spoke of it to her. When her grandfather told her, and other members of the family, what had happened that night, her grandfather was always adamant in that what he related to them actually happened and that it was a true story. During the 1920s her family owned land next to Horseshoe Lake. She said at the time the area was mostly comprised of croplands that consisted of cotton, sugar cane or pasture land for cows. The rest was woodlands, marsh and brush. In my research of the area I have found that little has changed except that sugarcane has been substituted for corn and soybeans. Some of the surrounding areas have been converted into wildlife refuge parks, with a few subdivisions added here or there. I found the granddaughter very willing and matter-of-fact when I spoke to her over the phone. The story she submitted is dear to her and her family and she feels that what her grandfather had told her was true.